Well, suffice it to say, we searched high and low, East Coast to West Coast, to Timbuktu and beyond. Everywhere we searched for the perfect host to continue with Meals from the Field, and we think we found her. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Tracey Brigman from the University of Georgia. Tracey, so good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing this, and thank you for joining the Farm Monitor family. Now, if anybody watched Ranger Nick a couple months ago, you may have seen Tracey doing a special segment with Ranger Nick, and that's when the wheel started turning, and we said we have to tap into her expertise and tap into her camera presence. So again, welcome.
Yes.
Let's start a little bit about your background, your title, what all you do.
Sure, I am a registered and licensed dietitian. And I am a clinical associate professor here at the University of Georgia. Along with that, I am the director of the FACS Education Degree Program, and that I am the associate director for the National Center for Home Food Preservation. So I wear lots of hats, and I enjoy all of them.
So what Tracey is trying to say is that she has street cred, okay?
Yes.
So this is why she is perfect for this. And the phone calls that we have had, the conversations, Tracey just absolutely loves to cook. She loves simple, quick, easy recipes. And we have one today, so we will let you get started.
Absolutely. So we're starting today with a baked tomato pie. Tomatoes from Osage Farm are really top quality right now. And so I pre-baked my pie crust for about 10 minutes at 350. I had to weigh my pie crust down. I used dry beans. You can use sugar, you can use pie weights, but we don't want it to bubble a bunch. So I have my pre-baked pie crust. I don't want it browned, just baked. And then I sliced my tomatoes. I sliced them vertically because I wanted to de-seed them, and then I sprinkled half a teaspoon of salt on them to try to pull even more water out of it. And then I patted them with a paper towel because if they're too liquidy, my pie crust is going to get soggy. So I cut about 2 or 3 tomatoes, and I'm just going to layer them on my pre-baked pie crust so that they're pretty even. And then I'm going to I had chopped up 6 large basil leaves. So this is 6 chopped. I'm going to take half of that. So, you can just eyeball half. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect because we're going to layer. So I'm going to put about half of my 6 basil leaves that were chopped. They're actually chiffonaded on that. And then this is 1.25 cups of sharp cheddar cheese. You can use mozzarella, you can use Colby Jack, you can mix and match whatever cheese you like. So again, this is 1.5 cups, and I'm going to take half of that and sprinkle it evenly on top of my tomato and basil. So I have half my cheese, and then I have balsamic vinegar. It calls for 2 teaspoons. So again, I'm only doing half because I'm layering. So I'm going to take 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, not vinaigrette, but vinegar, and just kind of sprinkle it along the top. And then I have 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm going to use half of that, so 1/8. You'll notice I didn't add any salt, and the reason why I did not add salt was I salted the tomatoes when I was trying to sweat them.
Okay.
And so there's plenty of salt in it. So I have my first layer, and then I just repeat. So again, my tomatoes, try to make them nice and flat so that the pie bakes pretty evenly. And if it doesn't look even, that's fine. I'm not, I'm all about taste. Presentation's nice, but taste is more important. And then finally, we top it off.
I was wondering what the mayonnaise was for.
We top it off with 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup mayonnaise. So this is full-fledged mayonnaise. If you want to use lower fat, you can. They have some other mayonnaises that are part olive oil, and that would work too. But and mayonnaise is gonna be hard to spread on this. It doesn't matter if it gets caught up in the cheese. It kind of messes up your top layer, but you want to have enough mayonnaise, to cover the top.
Okay.
And it's okay, because it's gonna heat up and melt down through anyway. So it's not gonna look pretty going into the oven, but when it comes out, it'll look delicious and it will taste delicious. So once I have it evenly spread out, Make sure my cheese is in there. Then I'm going to bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 30 minutes until it's nicely browned on top. And there you have your Southern tomato pie.
All right, so that is the tomato pie. We're moving on to the next recipe that also includes tomatoes.
It does. It does.
There's a theme today.
Yes,
it's all
yes.
tomatoes.
All tomatoes. So one of my favorite things are caprese. I will eat anything caprese. I've done eggplant on the grill with caprese on top, caprese sandwiches. So I have one tomato that I sliced thinly. And these are pretty big tomatoes, so it could be, you know, obviously I'm not using all of it. So I'm going to put tomato as best I can on a flatbread. Flatbread, this is a plain one. They have garlic flavor. They have all different kinds of flavors. This is plain, as I said. I just take my thinly sliced tomato, layer it on my flatbread, and then pre-sliced mozzarella is a wonderful thing. With cheese, if you're not using all of the cheese, it's important not to touch it with your fingers. Like, I never put my hand in a thing of shredded cheese because then it molds very easily. So this, since we've touched it, we'll just have to eat it. Shame on us.
You have to set a good example for your students, don't you?
I know, I do. So then we just simply cover it with as much or as little mozzarella as you want. I'm going to bake this in an oven, 425 degrees for 8 to 9 minutes, and then when it comes out, I'm going to top it with chopped basil leaves. Basil doesn't like the heat, so if I put it on top before I stick it in the oven, it'll come out black, and that's not very pretty. So I want a nice bright. So I'm going to, after this comes out, once it's heated, I will top it, and then optionally, you can top the baked flatbread with a drizzle of olive oil, and then shake some red pepper flake and some oregano on top for even more flavor.
So you're already off to a good start because you picked recipes that I can make. Okay, easy stuff. If I'm getting ready to watch the dogs play, you know, little easy stuff. Like
I'm all about easy prep and easy cleanup. This did not make a bunch of dishes either. So, and this is really a fan favorite because you can personalize it if you want.
And then there you see the finished product of that, and that is it. And like we said, the trend continues. Quick, easy recipes here on Meals from the Field. Recipes you can find by logging on to our website, farm-monitor.com. Scroll all the way up, go to the recipe section, and something new. You all have been wanting it. You've been asking for a search bar that you could search your favorite recipes. It's up there now. We heard the complaints. We did it for you. So yes, you can go up to that search bar and find anything. Type in tomato and all the tomato recipes come up. Type in apples and all the apple recipes come up. So very quick and easy. Tracey, it is a pleasure. Again, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for doing this. We look forward to many, many more. And again, I'm sure everybody out there is appreciative to have you as well. So
I'm happy to be here.
So we shall see you next month, and we shall see you next month for another edition of Meals in the Field.